Pegasus is one of the most powerful bits of spyware ever made. It's easily installed, almost impossible to detect, and even harder to get rid of. What's more, it gives the attacker root access to the victim's phone, allowing them to take complete control.
So it's pretty much turning your phone into like something that's spying you all the time in your pocket, which is extremely invasive and extremely dangerous for a lot of activists and journalists.
Pegasus can slip into a phone in a number of ways, via a malicious link that the user is tricked into clicking, over the air via a nearby transceiver, manually by hacking a stolen phone, or the most covert, the zero-click approach, which exploits an app's weakness to enter the phone without any action on the user's part. Once they're in, the attacker can remotely control virtually any part of the phone. They can read messages, look at photos and videos, access contacts and calendar data, and track its location using GPS. Pegasus can even use the microphone and camera and record keystrokes, meaning that anything being typed, a password for instance, can be known to the hacker. The phone won't show any sign of being infected besides the faintest traces of abnormal software processes. And even if you knew Pegasus was on your phone, you'd have to turn it off for good to stop being spied on. Researchers say the malware can survive even a factory reset.
There is this sentence that's being brought up once in a while. Eran wrote the first version of Pegasus. We're
Yes.
all very... because he was involved in that project, so maybe this is all just something around that. So perhaps this is a good opportunity to tell you your story, how you got into where we are today and to make the Unplugged.
Yes,
Yeah,
and I agree,
so,
Eran, because that was the next question I had for you to tell us, and I think it's exclusive, to get this out cleared up for people that only heard of Pegasus but don't understand what exactly it was and your involvement therein.
Yeah, so the story actually is very simple. So the two founders of NSO are a good friend of mine from high school. And when they established NSO, I helped them a little bit in the beginning of the company for the few, I would say, first month, and helped them. NSO was established with a goal stated mind to provide solutions for law enforcement. At that time, it was not very clear how it's going to be used. I know there are some rumors it was used, more the rumors that their solution was used inappropriately. But my background is only for the several few months in NSO. I was never part of the company. And basically, that's it. All my life, I was in the cybersecurity defensive part. I founded the Communitake, which focused on a secure device for governments, for enterprises. And during that time, you understand that there is a big gap between the privacy that can be given to enterprises and governments and the need for privacy for consumers. And we understand that it's not only about technology, because technology is important, but consumers have different requirements. And convenience is a very big part of the requirements that a consumer have. They don't have the IT, they don't have the support that is given to government officials or enterprise users that, holding a privacy phone. And we saw that there is a increasing demand for such devices in the past few years because, everything that is happening in the world. And that's including the big tech invasion, try to take more and more of your data. So there was a big demand, and so we tried this. For that reason, I did a switch from the defensive cybersecurity or for enterprise and governments to the consumer world. But again, this is what I was doing. So for the last, I would say, 10 years, I was focusing on defensive cybersecurity solutions.
Yeah, I see. And there'll always be the concerns like, oh, someone was involved with the government and now they move over to consumer. I would think that someone that's seen the stuff would know like how to protect from the government.
You
And
need to see spywares in order to protect from spywares. And NSO and other companies, and there are dozens of them today, they can provide zero clicks that can hack your phone. Again, security is only one part of what we're doing, and it's an important part. We try to focus also on the security part and the convenience.